Again, in a perfect world, it would be all nice and dandy, but, you know, I'm represented by the people of Campbell County in the first district. And nowhere have I been told that I need to support vouchers. So I stand against it. I am not for it. And I will be voting for this resolution here in just a few minutes.
Mr. Chair, may
Yes.
one other point that I want to bring up that I mentioned yesterday. Not only is it using taxpayer money to pay for private education, but we have no private schools in Campbell County that are accredited to receive those funds. So if our students took advantage of that, they would be leaving our county, purchasing gas in another county, shopping in another county. I just think that it not only is detrimental to our schools, but to our communities.
I'll ask, you're the director, you're the leader of my school system. Do you support this resolution at hand?
I support it 100%. I know when TOS or TSBA writes a resolution, it is based on the bill. They have their attorneys who write it, and it's based on the bill.
Bill at hand?
Yes.
Or the version of it
The
currently.
version, yes.
Mr. Heatherly?
Thank you. I would say that I support this resolution, and the reason, and I've done a lot of research on both sides of this, and tried to read and do due diligence, and I feel like the Education Freedom Act of 2025 still lacks, is still lacking. Just, leave it at that, and I will be supporting the resolution.
Thank you. Anybody else?
One thing that I was reading that was interesting, Mr. Chairman, was somebody said, well, what if there was a charter school, quote unquote, that existed just to help students maybe with a unique intellectual disability, right? So what if a charter school started in Knoxville, for example, just to support kids who may be autistic, right, and had specialized teachers to be able to facilitate a better learning experience than maybe public education? I think something like that, at the surface, sounds pretty neat, right? I don't know the nuts and bolts of something like that, but something like that sounds pretty neat. But what this Education Freedom Scholarship Act does, in my opinion, by not having any anti-discrimination clauses, is the complete opposite of that, right? A world in which I would love to see maybe specialized schools to help individuals with intellectual disabilities, for example. This is the complete opposite of that, because it would allow these charter schools, if they chose, to discriminate. Now, you could obviously argue the legal merits of that one way or another, if they would be allowed to discriminate or not. But the other states that have passed voucher bills, that's been a big part of the legislation, has been some non-discrimination clause. So, because it's interesting, because students, you all probably know, who attend private school aren't protected, from my understanding, by the Individuals with Disabilities Act. So codifying that in a voucher law where they have that protection is incredibly important.
Thank you. Anybody else?
The only thing
Ms.
that
Ryder.
my concern in reading in the paper talking about the funding for it, because they're talking about Hope scholarships may be in danger, because some of that money may be coming from their sources out of it. So, and I know how our students in our county have benefited from Hope scholarships, and I would hate to see that in jeopardy too. And I'm against this, against the voucher for them. We take all students, we take them all. We don't discriminate against any of them. So I feel like we're public school, well, that's a big plus for us.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Creekmore,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Heatherly,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes?
Lastly,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Wheeler,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion passed, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Move to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Second?
Thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you, Ronnie.